You're listening to Psych to Parent, where we turn brain science into tiny wins at home. I'm Dr. Amy, your not-so-typical school psychologist, mom of two, and endurance athlete. I love a good data set and a diagnostic manual. But I also forget permission slips, overthink IEP emails, and occasionally replay the moment I snapped at my kids in the car. In other words, I'm in the messy middle with you, not above it. This show is for parents of big feeling, big thinking kids who are tired of vague advice and Pinterest perfect behavior charts. Each episode, I'll pull back the curtain on what I see in real evaluations, school meetings, my private practice, and my own kitchen, and translate the research into simple scripts, tiny routines, and nervous system friendly tweaks you can actually use. Think of it as a nervous system rehab meets mindset coaching meets a smart, slightly spicy, non-judgy friend in your earbuds. We'll take one real life challenge at a time and shrink it down into 1 or 2 tiny wins you can start this week. No perfection, no 47-step sticker systems, just small, repeatable shifts that add up over time. Quick legal-ish note in plain English. This podcast is for education and support. It's not therapy, it does not create a clinical relationship, and it's not a substitute for personalized medical or mental health advice. If you're worried about your child's safety or mental health, or your own, please reach out to a trusted professional. Okay, deep breath, drop your shoulders. You're not behind and you're not alone. Let's get psyched to parent. Okay, picture this. It's after school on a random weekday and you have pulled off an actual massive game of Tetris to make something work. Not a dentist appointment, not a boring errand, a birthday party, like a friend's birthday party. The kind of thing your kid should want to go to. And it's that weeknight scramble where you're holding your keys, phones, presents, your patience, and you're trying to do the whole, we're a functional family kind of thing. TV needs to go off, shoes need to go on. And then, of course, it's like, where is the birthday present? And then it's the bonus level where the gift bag is ripping, tissue paper is doing that sad crumple thing, and you're standing there like, where is the tape? Because you bought tape and you bought the tape on your last Costco run like a responsible adult with a plan. I mean, in my house, I can never find tape. My kids just like take it. I have no idea. Whenever I need tape, I never have it. And like maybe you're like me and there's never tape when you need it. It just like evaporates. So you're trying to find the tape, you're trying to leave on time, and you're doing that parent math where you're like, if we leave in 4 minutes, we're fine. But if we leave in 7 minutes, we're those people. And then you see it. It's in their eyes first. It's like a little shift happens. Their eyes kind of get a little shifty, like something flipped inside of them. Their body goes rigid. They shut the car door with way too much force. And you hear the seatbelt click with a little too much force. And if you're a parent, you know that sound, that angry click. And in your body, your brain is like a dishwasher in the spin cycle. You're juggling work, family, projects, life, trying to keep humans from turning feral. You made this party happen and your brain is like, what the heck is happening right now? And the thought sneaks in because you're tired and human and it's like, why is my kid being so ungrateful? And right here is where every parent does the most understandable thing. We start talking more. We start reasoning, explaining, persuading, lecturing. We are going, you wanted to. You need to turn off the TV now. And the problem is, in the red zone, kids can't listen. Not because they're bad, not because they don't care, because their brain is not available for listening. So if you've ever felt like your kid turns into a different person and your words bounce right off of them, let's talk about why that happens and what to do instead. Welcome back to Psych to Parent. I'm Dr. Amy, school psychologist and parent coach. In this episode, we're talking about red zone moments, the meltdowns, explosions, what I call Category 5 hurricane moments, where you're saying words and your child is hearing basically none of them. Here's my promise to you. By the end of this episode, you'll know why reasoning fails in a meltdown, what's happening in your kid's brain and body in the red zone, and how to get out of that last word trophy kind of trap, and exactly what you can say in a short, steady, repeatable way so your kid can settle faster and you can keep your own nervous system from becoming a Category 5 hurricane as well. And I made you a what to say in the moment guide for this as well, because Nobody should have to invent calm sentences while someone is slamming a car door with their whole nervous system. It's linked in the show notes. Before we jump into scripts, I want to normalize why these moments feel so personal and why they tend to hit the hardest after school. Let's normalize something out loud. A lot of parents are living this. My kid melts down over things they actually like. You're kind of like, what in the world? Or you might think, we had a decent day and then we're leaving for something fun and it's like this massive disaster. Or maybe it's the second I put pressure on time, it's like I'm lighting a fuse. And the worst part is this. As a parent, I don't stay calm either. If that's you, I want you to hear this. After school is a special kind of hard. Even on a good day, school is demands, transitions, social stuff, noise, rules, performance. So if your kid's nervous system has been holding it together all day, home and the car with you is where it can finally unload. And then we stack a midweek birthday party on top of it. So you're thinking, this should not be hard. And your kid's body is thinking, oh, one more thing. And your body is thinking, please don't do this right now. I already can't find the tape. This is how you get the setup for the negative loop. A kid escalates, parent escalates, kid escalates more, parent escalates more, and then it becomes this competition nobody signed up for. Who gets the last word trophy? And here's the reality. You both lose once everyone calms down. Okay, so if this is the pattern, the next question is this. Why can't they just hear us? Let's do the brain translation in plain parent language. Here's the simplest way to understand the red zone. When your kid is dysregulated, their emotions are big, fast, hard to organize, and it takes longer for their body to return to baseline. So here's the parent translation. They go from 0 to 60 fast. They stay hot longer, and they can't think their way out while their body is in survival mode. So when we say fight, flight, freeze, what we're really saying is this. Their body is prioritizing safety over listening. And in a fight state, the brain isn't doing flexible thinking, perspective taking. Sure, I'll turn it off. Okay, I can handle this. It's doing something totally different. It's in defend, control, resist, survive mode, which is why reasoning fails. Your words don't land as helpful information. They land as more pressure, even if your words are totally reasonable. So when you say something like, we are going, you wanted to go, or turn it off now, a red zone brain often hears, you're in control, hurry up, you're failing at this moment, more demand, and that fuels fight. This is why I say at a category 5 level, there's no teaching. Not because you're letting your kid win, but because you're trying to get their brain back online. So your job in a category 5 is not to fix the storm. Your job is to keep everybody safe, reduce the fuel, and wait for the wave to pass. Here's the phrase I want you to keep. Connection, safety, regulation, then we teach. Now let's bring this back to real life because it's one thing to understand the science and another thing to be in that TV off, shoes on, present kind of whirl. So back to the birthday party. You've got that after-school version of your kid where their nervous system is tired, their body is done, their brain is probably full, and you're switching to birthday party mode. And you start to see the warning signs where their eyes might shift, their body might get rigid. Maybe it's that aggressive click of the seatbelt or the force that they slam the car door with. Those are not attitude. Those are clues. Those are data. That's your early warning system saying, we are approaching volcanic eruption. And then you add the pressure stack. TV off, shoes on, where's the present, where's the card? And you're hunting for the tape like it's an escape room clue because the bag is ripping and you know you bought tape at Costco and you feel like you're in some sort of a prank TV show like, where's Mr. Beast gonna pop up? And your parent brain is spinning like, I made this happen, we're going. I got off of work early. So you see the thing that makes perfect sense in your brain. You need to turn it off now. We're going, you want it to. Your kid snaps and they get louder. And sometimes, if we're being honest, you do too. Because you're not just parenting your kid's nervous system, you're parenting your own. And once both of you are escalated, it becomes that last word trophy fight. And nobody wins that one. So you might be wondering, what do we do instead of feeding the argument? Well, we want to match our response to what the nervous system can actually handle. And we stop arguing with the fight response. So let's talk about a plan when we have the red zone. Here's the structure. It's simple, not always easy. Step 1, connect and keep safe. Get close if it helps, lower your voice, use a steady body. The first and most important step is safety. Safety is first, both physically and emotionally. Step number 2, say less words and say it slow. Pick one line and repeat it. Say it slower than you think and keep it shorter than you want. Step number 3, we ride the wave. Big feelings rise, peak, and fall. You don't have to stop the wave. You just have to stop feeding it. Step number 4, teach and repair after. Once the body is calm, the brain can learn. Now, this is my favorite part in practice because that's where you reflect, you problem solve, and you plan. You think about what you can do in the future. And here's your signature line that belongs right here. Don't talk back to the back talk. Not because back talk is fine, not because we're ignoring it forever, but because responding in the moment usually becomes more back talk, more fight, more words, more heat. And red zone is not the time to debate. Red zone is the time to get the brain back online. Okay, now let's make this ridiculously practical. And here are some exact words that you can use. Now, these phrases work because they match what the brain can handle in the moment. And we want to be short, steady, and non-escalating. So remember, when we're at a category 5 hurricane level, there is no teaching. So we just want to be safe. I see how big this is for you. You're safe, I'm here. Fewer words, I'm staying with you. We'll talk after the storm passes. You're not in trouble, you're having a hard time. And yes, you may have to say the same sentence 5 times. That's not failure, that's regulation. Here are some things you can say when you want to hold the line and keep it safe. You might say something like, anger is allowed, hitting isn't. Or, you can be mad, your body still has to be safe. Or you might say, I can't let you hit, kick, throw, or lock doors. Or you might say, I will keep everyone safe. Or you might even say, I'm going to move your body to keep everyone else safe. Or you might say, I'll help you be safe, even if you're mad. Now, one of the big places where I see a lot of category 5 big level feelings come up around stopping something fun or screens. Like, hello, party night in the middle of the school week. I don't know why we sometimes think that's a good idea. But we can say something like this. Stopping is hard. I get it. You have 2 choices right now. Stop now or stop in 2 minutes. You might even say something like, the timer is done. I'll help your brain shift. You can say to your kid, you can be upset. The limit stays. Or you may even say, tell me what you want to say for later. Now, when your kid says big words, you can respond by saying something like, I hear how mad you are. I'm still here. Or, those are big words. We'll talk when your body is calm. You may even say, I'm not debating words right now. You can even say, you're safe with me. I love you, even when you're furious. Okay. And for the parents who are like, okay, but what about me when I'm about to lose it? You're allowed to have your feelings. You're allowed to be in your feelings. But you're able to model how we manage and handle those big feelings, right? That's like so cool, I think. When you feel yourself escalating, you might tell yourself something like, my brain wants to lecture, I'm going to pause. Or you might say, I'm taking a 90-second reset so I don't become a category 5 too. Or you might even be like me where it's like, I'm getting really frustrated right now. I need a break. And then what I like to do is I go hide in my laundry room where I have my Girl Scout cookies, and I might sit in there for 2 minutes and eat a Girl Scout cookie because tagalongs and Samoas are delicious. Something I like to remind myself too is that this is a moment. This will not last forever. And reminding yourself, I am choosing calm and firm. Once you've gotten through the storm, the next question is always, okay, but do I just ignore what happened? No. That's where the repair and teaching come in. Now, repair is powerful, and teaching works best when your kid's body is calmer and their brain is online again. This is the moment to do the we're back conversation, not the courtroom. Here are some repair lines you can use. We're back. That was a big storm. You might say, I'm not mad at you for having feelings. We do need a plan for next time. What do we need to fix? What can we do earlier next time? And this is also where emotion coaching matters, because kids build emotion knowledge and coping skills over time when we help them name what happened and practice a different plan. And because so many families see the biggest explosions after school, let's do one quick homeschool bridge that helps you talk to school people without sounding like you're writing a dissertation. Here's a school translator minute. After school meltdowns, they often happen because your kid used all of their regulation at school, and home is where they finally fall apart because their tank's empty. So if you're talking to the teacher, school counselor, maybe the school psychologist or school team, here's language that's clear and collaborative. You can say something like this to them. We're seeing big after-school meltdowns that look like the nervous system is overloaded. We're focusing on safety and co-regulation first, and we teach skills after the storm passes. Can we compare notes on high-demand parts of the day, especially transitions, and see if there's one small support that helps them leave school feeling a little less flooded? Now that's short, grounded, not blaming. Now let's talk tiny wins, because you don't need a whole new personality. You just need one tiny experiment to try. Remember, pick one is enough. Tiny win number 1, pick one line from the guide and practice it out loud when you're calm. One line. Put it on a sticky note. Tiny win number 2, when you see the early tells, like the eye shift, maybe the rigid body, the angry seatbelt click, let that be your cue to talk less and slow down. Tiny win number 3, do a timer and 2 choices for screens. Stop now or stop in 2 minutes. Tiny win number 4, practice your parent reset. It might be saying, my brain wants to lecture, I'm going to pause. Tiny win number 5, do one repair sentence after we're back online. It might be saying something like, that was really big, what will we try next time? Pick one is enough. I want to make sure you have the support tool that matches this episode, because you're not going to remember 7 scripts when you're also looking for the tape. Nobody's got time for that. If you want the exact scripts I shared today, organized by situation, grab the free guide, Volcano Moments and Hurricane Level Feelings, What to Say Before Your Kid Explodes. It's linked in the show notes. I want to ask 2 favors as well. Favor number 1, if you know a parent who's doing the weekday after school Tetris and still getting the meltdown car ride, share this episode with them. That's how we build community and help the podcast grow so people feel a little less alone. Favor number 2, leave a review where you listen to the podcast. It can be on YouTube, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast. I read every review that's left, and your words mean so much to me. All right, let's bring this all together so it feels specific, real, hopeful, and doable. Because this is hard, and you're not the only one living it. In this episode, we zoomed in on that very specific, very real moment. It's after school, and you're trying to get out the door to do something your kid should want, like a friend's birthday party. And you can see the red zone coming, the eye shift, the body's rigid. You're hunting for the tape you bought at Costco while the gift wrap rips apart. And your brain wants to lecture because you made the Tetris happen. We talked about why reasoning fails when we're in category 5 level feelings, and how that last trophy award trap escalates both of you. And what to do instead. Don't talk back to the back talk, say less, hold the line on safety, and teach after the storm passes. So the next time you're in that TV off, shoes on, present, we're late kind of swirl, and you hear that angry seatbelt click, let that be your cue. Not to explain harder, not to win the last word trophy, just one steady line, slower than you want to say it. I'm here, you're safe, we'll talk after the storm. And then just ride the wave. Because your kid can't learn mid-hurricane, but they can learn on the other side of it. And the next time you sit at that tiny round table in that tiny chair, remember, schools have expertise, and you are the expert on your child. Your insight is not extra, it's essential. You're not behind, you're building a partnership, and you're building skills, yours and theirs, one small, doable step at a time. Until next time, my friends. Thank you for hanging out with me on Psych to Parent. I'm Dr. Amy, your not-so-typical school psychologist, and I'm genuinely glad you're here doing this work instead of quietly white-knuckling it and blaming yourself. Your tiny win from today's episode is simple. Do not overhaul your entire parenting style. Pick one idea, one sentence, or one tiny shift and try it in a low-stakes moment this week. Then notice what changes, even if it is just by 1%. If you want more support, head over to psych2parent.com. You'll find show notes, simple scripts, and parent-friendly guides that go with these episodes. While you're there, make sure you join the Tiny Wins mailing list so you get weekly brain-based tips, real-life examples from my work with families, and first dibs on new workshops and resources. It's the easiest way for us to stay connected beyond the podcast. If this podcast was helpful, it really does matter when you tap follow or subscribe. Leave a quick review or text it to a friend who is parenting a big-feeling, big-hearted kid too. This podcast is for education and encouragement. It is not therapy, and it's not a substitute for individualized care. If you're worried about your child or yourself, please reach out to a trusted professional in your area. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are building something new, one tiny win at a time. I'll see you in the next episode, probably with a cold coffee in hand, cheering you on.